here on the Agricultural Commission because we realize that agriculture is in peril. Might as well give a reason. Anyhow, we'll start. On our agenda for the evening, we have an interesting agenda actually. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I'm going to ask the secretary of the report and the treasurer's report.
We still have in the account 1,500, and on the, I granted two of the same reports. On the other one,
You mean the donations?
the donation.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure what the balance is on that one, because we had some invoices come out of it, so.
Oh, okay. So actually, let me see. Geez, we didn't have a meeting really until
Yeah,
since
since
last
then.
October, wasn't that correct?
Yes.
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing one. I haven't
Yeah,
got
you
any
want to miss the
emails.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't miss nothing.
We had to adjourn to the Blue Point. One of those, yeah. No.
I have never been there. in all these
Okay,
years.
so do we have
Is it
any
good?
more
Is it good?
bills
Yeah.
that relate to anything?
No, the last invoice was invoice 101, 1011, which was 200 for Scott Harding for the parade.
Oh, okay.
And invoice 1010, which was 135 to you.
Okay.
That's the
Okay, so we're not clear of the whole bill then?
balance, yeah.
Okay. Well, good, I guess we'll have to approve the minutes because it was so long ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
They've turned into hours normal.
I'm sorry?
The minutes have turned into hours now.
Hours,
You don't
yeah,
approve
we
the
have
hours.
days and months, yes.
Yeah. We do have the last meeting that I need signatures on.
Okay.
Okay, and that was back in, let's see,
It had to be October 23rd or something.
no, this is from August.
August? That's right, because we need three
October,
people.
we didn't have.
That's
enough,
right, you have to have a forum, you have to have three people. I think we had Rebecca.
Yeah, but she doesn't. isn't she?
No, but I
She
mean
was a
Rebecca
talker,
was the
yeah.
speaker for us then. So it's important we all
Did
get
she speak
together.
again? When did she
In
speak?
October.
October she
Was that the
did.
second time she came back? Or was
Yeah, I
that?
guess Rebecca has been here a couple of times.
Yeah, a
Yes,
couple of
yeah.
times.
Was it?
It was very good too, she did a
was it
really
you?
good job.
No, you weren't here. It was
No.
only us three.
Yeah. That's when we adjourned to the Blue Point a lot, I think, don't we? But anyhow, okay, so we have caught up on bills. Okay, have we got any, did we send anything to Roseland thanking them for their,
And no, we did not, because we didn't have anybody to sign them.
that's right, and that was way back in September, I remember.
October.
We did thank them,
Yeah.
yes, we did, okay. So now, what we'll do is we'll go on to new business. You got any new business? Okay, but I have. Okay. Before, in previous years when Bristol Aggies had their agricultural show, Maria, I, and her uncle, and Scott, and a few of us had gone up to them. When I was president of the Bee Club, I got an invitation to go to Buttonwood Park. For something they call the Planet. And what it does, here we go, and here we go. And what they do is they give you a table and you go to the zoo. And let me tell you, there's families that go through there and kids that go through there, and it is overwhelming, actually. So I mentioned to Maria, the only thing you can't do in the zoo is bring animals. Because we belong to the Bee Club, of course you could bring an observation hive, but that was different. So I was thinking that Carrie Hawthorne, of course, emailed me this, and I called her up today and asked her if we could, because we're a town organization, if we, could come and, like you could bring some plants that you grow, or you could bring your farm thing or what you do, and you can do that.
Right.
So I was thinking, since it's local, and I asked the Grange up there, I called Carolyn and I said and if she wanted to go, because it is local, probably she'd get more of a you know, an organization, and so I don't know, what is everyone's idea? Would you like me to submit the registration? They give you one table. If you read this, they'll give you a table, and, you know, they put out a table under the shade. They try to get you under the shade, and they do a heck of a nice job. They really do. And if you need another table, they'll get you one. And what you do is you pull up into the parking lot in the back and just unload, and they'll send guys out to help you and everything. So if you would like, I'll submit the registration. And they got 2 days. It's in April 18th, and of course they have a rain date too. And like I said, in my thoughts on the subject, I think we should do it and not do Aggie. Because this is local.
I'm already doing this.
You're going in it?
I'm in, my farm's in this,
Oh, good.
so we'll be there ready.
Yeah.
Me, it depends on what my situation is
You
with
ain't
the
coming.
kids.
No, I mean.
No, I'm not doing hay in April.
No.
Like going on with the kids that weekend.
That's kind of pushing for his cutting, but anyway.
Last year I was lucky to get started doing hay in
Maria,
July.
you end up in.
This is a Saturday, I'm April 18, I'll have to get back to you.
No, but I mean, what do you think? Should I submit the registration?
Yeah, that'd be
might
nice,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a free thing.
yeah, it's free. We don't have to pay for anything.
Mm.
It's local. And we can get together on what we're gonna put on that table. You know,
We have everything already.
we have everything anyhow. Probably I'll call, what I'll probably do is call Xerxes and get some more of the pollinator things. And I got loads of Acres magazines, which I'll take my name out of them. People they get great articles in them for anyone. So, or a bee journal, I got loads of those that I can take my names off and give them out to people. But we gotta, we'll have to get together and think of something to give the kiddies. I could order honey candy. Oh, I can go over to Billy Boy.
And honey sticks. Honey
You
sticks.
want honey sticks? I think the bee people usually have something there too. They usually go there. Okay, so I'll submit it.
For April 5th.
Well, I'm gonna give it to both days, because we're set up to do it anyhow.
Yeah, but I mean, they need the paper back before April 5th,
I'm gonna do it this week.
and then on the 18th.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it this week.
Yeah, because the first day is the 18th, is a rain date.
Yeah, rain dates, yeah.
So it's,
Then they need the answer before.
oh, they need it.
Oh, don't worry, I'll send it up this week. If not, I know how to get a hold of Carrie. Okay, let me see. So I'll call Caroline and tell her if she wants to, come in with us, she can. Now, okay, I called up Caroline and asked her if she was going to do agricultural day, because she did it. She's done it 2 years now. So she said that she was going to, but she hasn't decided which day. When did she do it last year? May, March?
It was cold. Oh, they did it later last year.
Yeah, he did it later.
First year.
The first year was rain day.
Yeah, my gosh, yes. And then last year, I think she did it in March, didn't she?
Or
She
April.
put it in March.
Probably April.
March, I think, was the first year.
Yeah. So anyhow, so I called her and asked her if she was going to do a rag day, and apparently she is. So then I got to thinking, I've got this bee-laying girl, and I got to ask her if she wanted, on her agricultural thing that she is going to have, if she wants us to, instead of the bee girl coming in February, I can switch it to have her come on her agricultural day, and we'll have the girl with her beehive, or,
Do the presentation.
yeah, do the presentation and help Caroline out, and it'd be easier for us too, because the thing will be open. And I'm sure the girl will change it, because it'll be later, because she goes in March, I'm quite sure. She will. So what do you think?
Makes sense.
It'd probably be better for everybody, because
Yeah.
March really we're not. The bee people were getting a lot of people in, but for the most part. And I know the tractor club goes there too, so I think maybe that'd probably be a better thing for
Yeah.
everybody.
Like that'll be one shot.
Yeah, in one shot, help her, help Acushnet, and so. Okay.
So you're gonna,
Do it, but she's gotta come up with a date for her, her ag day, yeah. So, okay. And then, let me see.
and you'll be there before the horses like normally, right?
Yeah, he comes by
I'll be there.
with little kitties,
I'll do something.
little kids. Yeah. So, let's see, what else is going on? Okay, Scott, we can ask Scott to do his cranberry thing, you know, see?
Yeah.
Or you can do something too, certainly. You could have a baler over there and bale hay or something.
Yeah,
You know,
hey,
just throw hay in and open the bales and re-bale them.
if I had some bales, I could open them up.
Yeah. Well, everybody got rid of hay this year, didn't they?
It was a tough year.
Yeah.
And the
awful.
hay is lousy.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, but expensive and the quality's not there.
Oh, no.
They need to redo their.
That was the worst year I've had, this past year.
Really?
I mean, I sold every bale without any issues, you know, but just
Because there's lack
yields were
of.
way down, like just a lousy year.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was raining, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was rainy in
It was
June,
way
wasn't
too,
it?
it was,
Couldn't get a first cut?
No, New York, I guess, did. No, New York had trouble too.
They got trouble.
I had feels that was still soft in August.
Yeah,
Not wet, but soft,
soft.
you know? I mean, because of being wet, but, you know, nothing you could see on the top, but the last piece of first cut I did was August, and that there, once the trailer said, you know, halfway loaded up with hay, it was making ruts in the fields in August.
Ah,
Awful.
well,
Weeds coming up I had never had before. It was just one of those years, you know?
Yeah,
Green
it's
slice.
bad weeds.
That every year, you know, but I hand pulled more thistle than I ever had in my life.
You had a good crop of thistle, I noticed. I'll
I
tell you the other thing you had a good crop of is Queen Anne's
Queen Anne's
Lace.
lace.
Every year it comes in.
Honest to
Every
God.
year I get some of that, but thistle I've never had an issue with, and this year, last year, I trash mowed an 8-acre piece, which was the best field I had, brand new field, 2 years old. And I wasn't gonna sell that for feed hay, so I trash mowed it twice, completely, and then as it started to come up, because it doesn't kill it, it starts to come back up, I went around and hand dug every one I could see. It was not fun.
Queen's Anne Lace was so hard to get rid of because it's got such deep roots. You know, it's not the easiest, that's for sure.
Yeah, not a good year. Hopefully
It's
this
just
year,
like Rick with his bog over there, he's got more little maple trees, and, you know.
It actually looks better now than it did in
It
the
did.
summer.
Yeah, it's all cleaned up now,
It's all
I think.
cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all cleaned up. Okay, let me see. As we know, let me see, Scott hasn't got anything that he's, you know, he's one that could really benefit with this Planet thing with his new business. He's, you know, giving up his farmer's market. So what's the new business he's doing now? Tours and,
Oh,
He's been doing
He's
the cranberry
yeah,
tours.
cranberry
for a while.
tours. So that's another thing he could get into. Has anybody else got any new business? No? Boy, that's pretty good. You know, actually, this meeting is much better than the impeachment thing. We're more direct and to the point, and we're not carrying it out forever. You notice this? I'd like to find out what the weather is instead of, you know, yeah, that's, geez. All righty then, if no one has anything else, I shall put in the thing for the planet. We could be thinking of things for the kiddies.
I do have a little concern because.
Oh, yes, and she's right, too. Go ahead.
There's farms being switched over to solar farms, and large solar farms, not small ones. And actually, there's one right next to me coming in, and I understand there's a couple more gonna be in the town already in process. That takes a lot of acreage. That means the lack of grass that's gonna be cut, because right now that person actually didn't do grass and bales and stuff like that. And they're gonna fence it all around. All the acreage is, I don't know how exactly, because it's still on the planning board, so I'm not sure exactly the square footage, but we're looking at like 28, 29 acres
And one solar field?
on one field.
That's right here.
And which one?
I'll check it shit later.
The guy in the hill. Guy in the hill.
The guy in the
Behind
hill.
us, right?
Huh?
Behind us.
No, the one beside me, past the other house.
The field that goes in the back?
Yeah,
The Burgos place?
it probably abuts you. You should have got a notice.
No, it doesn't.
That's a big one, 30
I got
acres.
one. It isn't as big though.
Huh? You
The
should
one that I
have
heard
it
was 50 acres that on Cushion, is it Cushion?
Cushion Lane.
Cushion Lane, at the end of Cushion Lane, they're gonna put solar
See, if there's more coming in, there's a lot of,
survey.
You okay?
yeah.
Was that an elastic?
Yeah.
Shots fired.
And that means all, it ain't just the grass. Now, those animals are gonna be, they don't have pasture, they don't have nothing. Deers that used to be on that field constantly.
But tell them the metal work part of it.
There's actually 3 metals involved on creating, and anybody that wants it can go just Google it, because it's public knowledge. It ain't nothing hidden or anything. But how to make a panel takes, because they're concerned because it's covered with glass. We understand there's glass covering it, but in the glass, there's going to be 3 kind of metals in there. One is actually, it's going to damage your bronchial, your lungs, causes cancer. The other one, long-term, kidney and bone. So that's 2 of them. And the third one, back in 1990, was proven harmful to animals. So that's 3 main materials that they use to make the panel. So,
It goes into the water supply too, doesn't it?
well,
Because it will leak.
sooner or later,
Sooner or later.
when they're new, everything runs smooth, but they don't stay new forever.
Well, what is the life expectancy of them?
I understand 15 to 20. At the meeting, the guy said 35. So, and then at the end of the life expansion of the solar panel, that gets trashed. Now, where are they going to dump all that chemical? That's another concern.
Now,
Everybody's doing it. It's easy money.
Yes, on top of it, 7% of your house value goes down.
Yeah, but they don't care.
No,
Because they
it's-
get a big check
They-
twice a
They
year
average about 2,000 to 3,000 per acreage.
per acre.
So, yeah, quite a bit.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Some people I know with blogs have put in solar panels, but we all know the cranberry thing has gone south anyhow, so that's what they chose, in order to keep the land.
Keep alive.
And,
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at it like that. They say, well, look, I'm gonna keep the land.
yeah.
The land is in a lease, and in lieu of selling or
Selling it out
developing,
and finding somebody.
it's temporary, it's like.
Still is.
They
Yeah,
have
it
about
still
40
is.
years, 30 years.
Yeah, you're talking 20 to 30, 35, depending,
Yeah, it's 20 or more.
I think each one of us was approached for it.
I think.
Yeah, all of, I'm sure.
Mm.
And, because I looked at like you have, and then I said, in 20 years, what the heck are you gonna do, or even 30? Because I'm not gonna probably be around. Oh, I don't know, I might
Yeah,
just
but-
decide to.
We actually have a lot of land that's grass and
That's right.
farms, the agriculture.
Yeah.
If you put the farm, panels, that's not gonna be for anything, because there's nothing able to be done.
That's right.
I was
That's
at a
gonna be locked
conference
up.
last
In
week.
20 years, you're stuck with cleaning it up, because I think it's the owner that is to clean it up.
No, but they actually
No,
said
they-
you can,
Yeah, they have bonding,
They're bonded, they take care of everything.
they gotta have it up.
you gotta make sure that it's on the paperwork too.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure it's documented black and white, so.
A lot of farms are using sheep to take care of the grass. I was
Yeah.
at a conference in Vermont last week, livestock conference.
Yeah.
And they had a class about that.
They're
So
that
let's
high,
say
the
there's
sheep.
underneath, not goats, sheep, because
Sheep.
goats will jump up on the
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And they go over the pan.
Yeah.
But the sheep, they
That's
use.
what the guy, because I go, what about the deers, you know, and he goes, oh, they don't jump the 7 foot on top. If they jump that 7 foot fence, they're gonna fall right on the panel.
No, the deer all just come to my house and just eat all my hay.
Then you don't have to cut
It's like a
it.
buffet for them, that's the problem.
But the worst is if they do jump over the fence, they're
Oh,
gonna
they'll jump.
fall
Yeah,
on
well,
top.
absolutely.
Yeah,
They'll
they'll
work
fall
on
on
it.
top. That glass ain't gonna hold that, because they go through windshields with no problem, so. Then you're gonna have a major issue with blood.
I mean,
Guts
deer,
on
I
the- Thank you,
I
Maria,
don't
for
think
bringing this up to me.
you'll see the deer jumping on the panels, but like fencing wise, they'll go
Yeah,
over it, you know?
but to go over the fence, how are they gonna, because those are like cards, they're all laid out like this. There's not that much space in between them,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I don't know. what
How
they
is it
did
gonna
for a
just
buffer
happen to
between the
fall in
fencing
between?
and the panels, I don't know. I'm not sure.
The other thing too, at one time, I know that when I was in the bee club, they had this thing in Rehoboth where they all planted it to pollinators. They planted
Yeah.
the whole thing to clover and pollinating flowers and you know, because the bees did it. And like you said, I can see where sheep could do it, no problem.
No, they use sheep, that's a big thing.
Well, I
That's
actually,
interesting, like you say, because I mean, goats
Yeah.
are gonna jump, they love climbing up.
These sheep,
And
and they
sheep
pay,
They probably
stay
the
down.
solar farms will pay to
and I
to bring
actually
in,
was,
yeah,
bring in flocks
Really?
of sheep, yeah.
It's interesting.
I actually was watching, and I don't know how good this is gonna be, but they're actually thinking of doing the solar farms higher so that they still can agriculture underneath, like
No, yeah, they're doing that already, yeah.
gardening.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
how much sun is it
You're gonna
gonna?
lose the sun, yeah, if you
They
do
do
it that
that, and
way.
they're doing parking areas.
Mm.
The solar panel's probably 30 feet high.
Up in the giant.
Parking in Boston, they're doing that already.
Yeah.
So you park it out.
Innovation in agriculture has become such a big thing now.
Oh.
I mean, everybody's investing in phones and that type of thing, but I hate to have to say this, that I think agriculture has come to the forefront in new innovations and new techniques and everything. It really was. It was interesting then, because I was watching the news and they're talking about the tariffs with China, and of course, one of the biggest things agriculture is going to do, we all should go into pigs or something, because
Well, right
China's...
now China is having a little issue of its own.
Yeah, they got the problems with the pigs and besides the virus. But I mean, apparently their whole hog population was wiped out, so of course
Yeah,
they have to come to the United States, and
They own some of the biggest slaughterhouses in the United States.
they really do, yeah. So that's where, Yep.
They own a lot more in the United States than we really.
Then we
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
it kind of moves, doesn't it? One time it was the Mideast, and you did it, now it's China.
As far as who's buying up and,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, well, thank you, Maria,
You're welcome.
and everyone here. We had a nice discussion,
quick meetings.
That was a quick one, yeah.
yeah, on this. We can, and let me see, for the next meeting, maybe Rebecca should come back with some of the new,
Things happening in town.
new things to talk about, because she was real good. She gave us
Was there anything new from, I was here when, I don't even remember when it was. Was it summertime the first time she came in?
it was last spring, wasn't it?
Was it
Yeah,
spring?
was it the chicken issue?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was when I was here for that one. So did she talk about anything else different or new?
Oh,
in
yeah.
October?
We went into new laws with dogs and...
October 17th, she watched the meeting.
Yeah, I can always pull it up, yeah, I can pull it up.
She
Online.
actually spoke about like,
things,
cats.
taking care of the different things that she comes across.
Yeah,
And got a hold of JJ to take her a cat, if I can recall.
babysit a cat.
So
What, a
if you're-
barn cat or a
So
house
if you're
cat?
here, you don't have
I
to
don't know, was it a
worry.
mom? I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It's like a stuck babysitting cat.
yeah, cat sitter.
Yeah, but she was, it's good to have her twice a year.
She's good.
Because she knows her stuff, she knows the town, she's interested in what she does, and she does know her laws. And
She
so-
does a good job.
I'll have to ask her, oh yeah, nobody else has got one like Rebecca. Okay, so when I ask her, she'll come back and inform us
Yeah, any updates?
and updates, and that'll get us off to a good start for the
Spring.
Okay, anything else anyone want to cover?
I don't think so. so.
Okay, with that, I make a motion, we adjourn, and what time is it,
Second.
Maria? 7:25?
7:21.
Okay, 7:20. Okay, and what's our next meeting date, Maria, you think?
When do you want it?
Well, we do usually a third Thursday, if everyone's up to it.
3rd?
Yeah, and it would be in February.
The 20th?
20th good for everybody?
I'll let you know on my phone, but should be good.
Okay, 2:20.
Oh my goodness,
Okay, on the
20.
We ought to play that.
Yeah, 2/20/2020.
Yeah, 2:20,
That's crazy, doesn't it?
huh?
Already. With the
Okay, let's get that down there, Maria, we gotta get.
I see something for sale in the 90s, and I still think it's not that old.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I see 1995, and I'm like, "That's not that
Okay,
old."
then, as far as I can see, the next
25 years
meeting
old.
is 2:20, and we'll, I'll register this,
Okay.
and I'll ask Rebecca to come in.
And you're gonna talk to Carol to switch?
Caroline, I'll take it, and I'll switch the bee lady. Okay, at that, this meeting is adjourned.